Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're getting into something huge, really buzzing right now, AI's impact on Hollywood.
Yeah, it's everywhere, isn't it? Excitement, fear, a real mix.
Totally. We've sifted through a ton of stuff, Reddit threads, the raw opinions.
YouTube experiments, people actually trying these tools out.
Plus the official take from the U.S. Copyright Office, which is crucial, and some really insightful articles analyzing it all.
And the reactions are just all over the map. Some folks see job losses coming.
Definitely. While others are genuinely pumped about new creative possibilities.
Right. So for our listeners, you want the key info without drowning in details. That's our goal here.
Exactly. Our mission for this deep dive, pull out the essentials. How's AI being used now? Where is it heading in film and creative industries?
And we need to look at both sides, right? The opportunities, but also the real challenge, especially around, human creativity and jobs.
Okay, so here's the plan. We'll look at AI in different filmmaking stages, script analysis, VFX, maybe even AI actors, directing.
Then the big questions, is AI really creative? What about copyright?
And of course, the money side, the jobs, and how the industry is responding, like the writer's strike.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Absolutely. Okay, so where should we start? Maybe the very beginning of the process, the script.
Good call. So script analysis, what's AI doing there?
Well, there are tools popping up. Software like Filmastage is one example.
Right, and these can chew through a script pretty fast.
Yeah, they can flag key plot points, track character arcs, spot themes, even technical stuff like locations or potential VFX need. It speeds things up.
Like a super fast script reader. Saves time, maybe highlights things you missed.
Exactly. But, and this is a big but that keeps coming up.
It's not great with the subtleties.
Right. Nuance, humor, deeper meaning. AI kind of struggles there currently. It doesn't really offer creative insights like a human can.
Yeah, it's processes, but doesn't feel the story.
That's a great way to put it. Human analysis brings that intuition, that sense of what connects emotionally, what feels original.
AI is more about patterns and efficiency, less about the spark.
For now, definitely. It streamlines, but doesn't really generate profound ideas about the story itself.
Okay, so beyond the script, visual effects and post-production. This feels like where AI is already really making waves.
Oh, absolutely. The impact is pretty clear here. Think about crowd simulations.
Like in Star Wars or Marvel movies.
Yeah, exactly. Tools like massive software used in The Mandalorian, the latest Ant-Man. They generate realistic crowds.
So instead of hiring hundreds of extras,
you use AI. Saves time, saves money, but you still get that epic scale visually.
Wow, those huge scenes, largely digital crowds.
And they move, really.
Yeah, that's the key. Believable movement and interaction. Then there's AI and editing software.
Like Adobe Sensei.
Right, automating tedious tasks, finding best takes, syncing audio, initial color grading, tagging scenes.
So the human editor can focus more on the art of it.
That's the idea. Concentrate on the creative choices, the pacing, the storytelling.
And then there's the really mind-bending stuff like de-aging actors, the Irish, or creating completely digital characters that look real.
Yeah, the line between real and digital is getting seriously blurry.
Which kind of leads us into the more speculative stuff. AI actually generating films or AI actors.
Okay, but current video generators,
yeah,
they're still pretty limited, right? You can't just type epic space battle and get a movie.
No, definitely not yet. Getting complex actions right just from text prompts is still really hard.
But people are thinking about it long term. AI movies, AI actors, would audiences even go for that?
That's a huge question. One idea from the sources is, look at animation or anime. People accept digital characters there.
Interesting point. Maybe it opens the door.
And then you hear terms like phygital integration, blending physical and digital.
Digital, okay.
Yeah, or even AI character ecosystems, characters that live beyond one movie, maybe through subscriptions or interactive platforms.
Like a character you could interact with online. Wild.
It's out there. But there's also a strong counterpoint, especially about directing.
Yeah, I saw that. The view that AI is just terrible at directing.
Pretty much. That the artistic vision, the moment-to-moment creative calls, deeply human.
So AI on screen, maybe, but behind the camera, less likely.
That seems to be the feeling for many. Directing is about a personal vision, subjective choices based on experience, understanding humans.
Things AI arguably doesn't have, which leads us right into that core debate. Can AI actually be creative?
Yeah, and that Reddit thread really hit on this, the worry about soulless AI media.
Because AI lacks lived experience, no unique beliefs or history.
Exactly. Can it make something truly new or just rehash? It taps into what we think creativity is. Is it just pattern matching?
Or something more. That EYXO-style article questions if it's just mimicking human input on a massive scale.
Is it real creation or just a sophisticated remix? That's the million-dollar question.
And that ties directly into the legal mess, copyright. U.S. copyright copyright office has been pretty clear.
No human author, no copyright. Basically, yes, AI-generated content on its own doesn't qualify. Copyright protects human creativity.
But what if a human uses AI as a tool?
Ah, that's the crucial distinction. If a human provides significant creative input, makes expressive choices, shapes the work using AI, then yes, it can be copyrighted.
So it's not enough just to write a prompt?
Generally, no. The Copyright Office sees prompts as ideas, not the expression itself, and AI often ignores parts of prompts or adds its own stuff, showing a lack of direct human control.
Remember that analogy from Reddit?
Yeah.
About the camel?
Right. You can't copyright the camel itself.
But you can't copyright your photo of the camel because you made creative choices, framing, light.
Exactly. It highlights the human element needed. It forces us to ask what we value and how we protect creation when machines can mimic it.
It's about human intent and direction.
And Ben Affleck's view fits here, doesn't it?
Yeah, he thinks AI will handle the grunt work, the laborious tasks.
But not the core acting, the creative spark, the taste. He emphasizes that human interaction on set, guided by a director's vision.
That's something AI can't replicate right now.
And maybe won't be able to for a long time. The human soul, as he might put it.
So AI handles the tedious bits, humans provide the soul. An optimistic view, perhaps?
Perhaps. But then we have to talk about the economic side, the job. That's where the anxiety really spikes.
Yeah, you can see why creative pros are nervous.
Definitely. The big fear mentioned in that TXO article is that cheaper, faster AI content generation will devalue human artists.
If a machine can do it for less, why pay a human?
Exactly. What happens to the value of human skill? And it's not just theoretical.
The Animation Guild report.
Yeah, they noted high adoption of Gen AI, already post-production, 3D modeling, character design, voice work.
Job postings are starting to demand AI skills more often.
Right. Plus, that SciSac study suggested Gen AI could mostly enrich tech companies.
While hurting creators' incomes. How?
2 ways. Unauthorized use of their work for training AI and AI content directly competing with or substituting for human work.
Which brings us straight to the writer's strike. That was fundamentally about this, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. A huge part of it was the fear of AI writing scripts replacing writers' rooms.
An existential threat to their profession.
Totally. So they fought hard for protections in their contract.
And they got them, right? Rules about using AI.
Yes. The contract prioritizes human writers, gives them the choice on using AI, and ensures they get credit and pay even if AI is involved.
That feels like a really big deal, setting a precedent.
A massive precedent, not just for Hollywood, but maybe for music, art, journalism, any creative field grapple.
Because these fears aren't just in film and TV.
No way. Music, visual arts, anywhere human creativity has been the key ingredient. Potential for major economic disruption.
Okay, so there's the fear, the economics, but there are ethical dimensions too, right?
Definitely. One major concern is misinformation, deep fakes.
Like that Sora AI generating realistic-looking but fake video.
Exactly. The potential to create convincing fake footage to spread lies. That's pretty scary.
And the data used to train these AI models.
Another huge ethical issue. Writers and artists are concerned their copyrighted work is being scraped and used without consent or compensation.
Feels fundamentally unfair.
It does to many, and there's also this psychological aspect. Some call it creative displacement anxiety.
Just the stress of feeling like your skills, your identity as a creator are threatened by a machine.
Precisely. The psychological toll of this perceived threat.
Wow. Okay, so lots of concerns. But is there another way to look at it? Like AI is just a tool.
Yes, that's a very common perspective too. The AI won't replace humans, but augment them.
Like a power tool for creativity.
Kind of. Handling the tedious parts, freeing humans for the big ideas, maybe even democratizing creation, letting more people make stuff.
Giving tools to people without traditional training or big budget.
That's the hope for some, but then you get the counter-argument about quality.
Yeah, the derivative garbage comment I saw.
Right. Critics argue current AI art lacks real originality, depth, emotional weight. It's technically proficient, maybe, but hollow.
Which circles back to the audience question. Will people accept AI actors, AI stories?
Or will they always value that human interpretation of life? We mentioned animation. Maybe that shows a path. Or maybe live action is different. It's unknown.
Could we see totally new kinds of entertainment emerge from this?
That's a fascinating possibility. Interactive storytelling, blending film and games, powered by AI that adapts to the viewer.
Things we can barely imagine now.
Exactly, which is why multiple sources stress this.
Yeah.
We're in uncharted territory. The long-term changes are really hard to predict.
Okay, so wrapping this deep dive up.
Yeah.
It's clear AI isn't just coming to Hollywood, it's here.
Yeah, it's moving fast, bringing efficiency, new possibilities, but also real worries about creativity, jobs, ethics, copyright.
That core tension. Is it a tool or is it a replacement?
That's the heart of it right now.
And hopefully, for everyone listening who wanted to get a handle on this without getting lost, this gave you a solid foundation.
Yeah, the future's uncertain, but understanding these core issues, the different viewpoints, that's key.
So, one final thought to leave everyone with.
Okay.
The Hollywood writers fought for and won specific AI protections. What can other creative fields, maybe even other professions entirely, learn from their approach? How do you safeguard human roles and creativity when AI keeps getting smarter?
That's a big question. Thinking about the broader societal impact as AI steps into more and more human domains, definitely something to ponder.
Indeed. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.